We record this here on Tuesday. A heated practice for the Maple Leafs in training camp, which, even though it's been 4 or 5 days, guys kind of get grumpy and they're not feeling great and all of that. Heated, though, from Sheldon Keefe, the coach's perspective. He stopped the practice twice, and I was just following Jonas Siegel of The Athletic earlier, and he quotes Keefe in practice, barking at the players, saying, quote, "We've got to be way more physical. You've got to be effing physical," end quote. So clearly, Sheldon is delivering that message right out of the gate here. No sloppiness, full buy-in. I need your highest level of compete.
And it's right from the coach's playbook. You're about 4 or 5 days in. Guys are sore. They're tired. It doesn't seem, maybe it doesn't seem to people like you would be, but you train all summer and nobody runs into you. Then all of a sudden, every drill, somebody's leaning on you, somebody's running into you, and you get sore. The last thing you want to do, you got to remember, games are played at 7 at night. This is a practice at 11 in the morning. The engine's just kind of like, it's brutal. And then the coach wants you to be more physical. And then he blows it down 20 seconds later and he's like, no, more. And you're like, 20 seconds? Like, this is something, honestly, and this has got nothing to do with Sheldon Keefe, but this is something the guys will laugh about at lunch later on because they're like, holy smokes, man, I was just getting going. But they all understand the level has to be acceptable. And they probably all get that their level of engagement to the drill, whatever it was at the time, was probably a little mid, right? And yet this is right out of the coach's playbook. Is day 3, day 4, day 5, you start stepping on toes because guys take a half a step back. The other part is they still see their 6 and 7 exhibition games left. And for the regular players, they're not making the team or not making the team in practice. Hell, they're not making the team or not making the team in the exhibition season. All they're looking at, for the most part, as I got a little older, I looked at the first day of the regular season and I was like, I need to be ready then. So it was the week before that first game when I really felt myself starting to engage. They look at the calendar, September still. And they're like, really? The season doesn't start till like 2 weeks.
Yeah. So I'm thinking of a 32, 33, 34, 35-year-old Ray Ferraro. And the coach is barking, more effing physicality. I could just think of the thought bubbles.
So you just slash somebody more. You just slash somebody on the pants that makes it look like you're more physical. I mean, honestly, Dregs, I can say, like, with great clarity, that last week, there used to be a waiver draft that was about a week before the season. And like, that would be the time when everything would just, like, the tumblers would go click, 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 click. Now we're here. Because right now you're on the ice. There's 45 guys out there. You don't know half the guys. Guys are coming. Guys are going. Coach wants engagement. And you're like, yeah, I got it. But you know what? It's your job. And I bet you after he stopped it the second time that the practice kicked up a gear.
Hey, thanks for tuning into our YouTube channel. And while you're here, why don't you do us a solid? Hit like and subscribe.
Yeah, you'll get access to all the latest uploads. You can stay updated on the latest news and interviews from the Ray and Dregs Hockey Podcast.
It only takes a couple of seconds. And from what I'm told, it helps with our algorithm thingamajig. Anyway, We appreciate the support.